To MGM Northfield Park Center Stage on Friday night, April the 21st. You can go to Ticketmaster.com for all the details on the show and anything else that's coming up. April 21, out of Northfield Park. 2 for Jeff Ross. Good luck. Caller 10. These are yours, 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Our apologies to second shifters.
All right, here we go, everybody. Let's get to work.
This is no way to start your day.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
I wrote a couple love poems. I want to try them on you guys. I hope you like it. This one's called Becky, I Said. Becky, I said, you're the girl for me. Becky, I said, you're the world to me. Becky, I said, will you marry me? Jeff, she said, my name's Karen. Let's try another one. I'm cheating here. I didn't write this one. This is one that my dad wrote for my mom. It's called Enough with the Bread Already. Your smile blooms like a bright summer flower. Your hair flows down like a soft rain shower. Your eyes are like open seas, blue from coast to coast. So how come your ass looks like a truck? Enough with the bread already.
You remember those old Jeff Ross bits? That's like his first Letterman. That's 100 years ago.
Not really. That was when he was taking that 15-year-old girl to the Friars Club.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
That era, Jeff Ross.
Probably, yes. Did he have to get... It must have looked weird walking in with her, and she had the jacket on that was comically oversized.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of went away, though, didn't it? The whole Jeff
for
Ross
whatever,
thing?
Pretty quickly.
He did not get wrapped up in the Louis C.K. Other stuff. The whole Jeff Ross thing kind of went away. Well, he's not a household name. You know, Louis, a lot of people know Jeff Ross. Might know him to see him, familiar with him, but didn't have the marquee wattage, I guess, of a Louis C.K. I don't know. Chris D'Elia's coming back, too.
That is not the vibe in L.A.
Well, no, of course it's not the vibe in L.A.
When I was out there...
He's still got to do... He's hitting the road, but places are booking him.
When I was out there, pretty much nobody is booking him, I guess, at clubs anymore. Not even, like, his home club was Laugh Factory. He was there all the time. They're not booking him anymore. And comics are, like, openly crapping on him, like, making fun of him, calling him a pedophile. Like, I saw several different comics... big-name comics doing Chris D'Elia bits, like just trashing him over the course of the week that I was there.
That's got to be, too, right? Because there were a lot of comics who already didn't think he was funny, thought he was lame, and so this is a perfect opening for them to go, see?
Yeah.
He always sucked.
Yeah. That is, like, the very much across the board, the vibe I got was...
Because if they thought he was funny, they'd be coming to his defense.
Sure.
Yeah.
And, well, pretty much what everyone's saying is that, like, no one's coming to his defense anymore. After that second wave of stuff came out where... Have you guys seen about this? Where he was messaging girls and being like, can you please take down your TikToks outing me and, like, offering them money and stuff? And, like...
I didn't see that stuff.
Yeah, there was somebody did a YouTube special on it, like an hour YouTube video.
Did a whole special on it.
I swear, it's like a documentary. This guy did it.
His special's what turned me off of him.
Of these girls sharing emails and DMs of Chris D'Elia being like, hey, I'd really appreciate it if you took down the posts about me. And
Is it called D'Elia of Me Alone?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't know what it's called. But
Surviving Chris D'Elia? Don't tell Poundcake. I watch it half a dozen times.
D'Elia me from evil. He's creepy hot. Like he's hot, and
it didn't help that when this all went down,
toxic.
he was playing. It was right when You Season 2 came out on Netflix.
Yeah,
and he was playing a pedophile,
creepy dude.
Yeah.
Well, typecasting.
Hey, Alan, I just caught the last part of that last segment there. Just for research purposes, I was wondering the magnificent young lady with the huge rack. What was her name again? Thank you.
This is what I like. We have such an academically inclined audience and fan base, right? We have so many people who love to learn in our audience, people who thirst for knowledge. They'll never be satisfied until their research is done, whether it's doing their own personal research on vaccines via a medical website called Facebook, or doing other kinds of research. That's what I love. It's just that thirst for knowledge that this audience has. Lola Consuelos is who I was talking about. It's Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa's 21-year-old daughter. Did I mention that she's 21? I don't want there to be any misconceptions or any... She's 21.
All of their children.
But she does have... Their children are...
Gorgeous.
And I say this with
They're
an
all of age,
unblemished
so it's
record of
okay.
staunch... Yeah, they're all... They look exactly like Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. That's a good-looking couple, boy. And they've stayed...
That's what I'm saying. I want to
They've
see them
stayed
bang.
shredded and... Well, she's way too bony for my taste. But,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
just for the...
Consuelos is
I
the
wanna
hotter...
See it. I want to see how she moves.
It's so nasty.
Like banging an oar in a canoe or something. Get her in the oar locks.
I feel like if you're married to...
Keep yourself above the water. You're all right.
I feel like if you're married to a Spanish guy for long enough, you have to develop some type of like rhythm, some salsa. You got some salsa hips.
Yeah,
at
but
some
I
point.
appreciate the fact that seemingly these two people who've been together a long time and seem to have raised some really sharp, good kids with their head on their shoulders. I like that these two people who've been together for a long time
What's their flaw?
are seemingly trying to keep it tight for the other person. This is what I think is so important, is keeping it tight for the other person. And Mark Consuelos, he's my age. He's a couple months older than me. She's probably a few years younger than that. And, you know, they're keeping it in great shape for each other. Obviously, vanity helps. Nothing wrong with that, as long as it doesn't get crazy. You know, don't piss on vanity. But these two, I don't think they're ever in the tabloids for stuff that's, oh, she was out with so-and-so. Consuelos is the only guy that would make, if she were married to anybody else, Seacrest could sit there and go, yeah, I'm the man. She's married to Mark Consuelos. So that's like the one dude where Kelly Ripa's not even looking at the guy next to her. She didn't care.
And he's 5'8", so he's not even like.
Well, there
super
is
tall.
that. That's also why he's staying in good shape, because he's not tall. But, you know, he's in things I've seen him in, he's funny.
He kind of looks like Wolverine. What's his name? What's Wolverine's name?
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, they kind of look the same.
Yeah. He did a show, and it only lasted a couple of seasons, but I liked it a lot. He did a show on Amazon called Alpha House. Did anybody watch that? It was him and John Goodman. They were Republican senators who were sharing a house with like other guys. It was like a really dry Veep type of show, but Mark Consuelos was in it, and he was very funny on it. But anyway, he's in good shape. And this is who. So Poundcake, who are your, now that you're doing Orange Theory, who do you have mental images of people that you want to kind of physically, are you inspired by them, or you're like, I'm just going to do my thing and get myself into some, do you have an idea in your head of who you want to look like?
I know this is going to be real boring, but no. You
don't have to have one. I was just curious.
No, I don't have one. I don't have it because all the people that I idolize look. I like them because they look nothing like me. I don't want to. Like, these guys are who I want to be with, not who I want to be, if that makes sense. So if I'm looking at a guy's body, I'm like, wow, you are so chiseled. Like, you are just so ripped, bro. It's because I want to sleep with that person, not because I want his body. I just want his body on me. So, no, I'm trying to get my body in the best physical shape, because then those compliments, he could be like, right back at you. I'm like, this is what it's like to be a fit gay. I now get to sleep with other fit gays, and they're not slumming it.
Oh, that's the motivation.
Not necessarily the motivation. I was gonna do it anyways, but I just happen to be gay, and this will put me up another tier.
A strata, yeah.
Because before, I do have a wonderful personality. I'm not saying that. And I was always cute.
I always liked your body more than your personality.
Thanks, Bill.
I just called in just running some, just getting in there.
Yeah.
I've always had a good face, so that I had that going for me. And then, of course, this
What's
show.
that like?
Having a good face.
Yeah, and then this show obviously bumps me up. So it's not like I have a problem getting laid.
So you're trying to become a full-blown
God.
elite
Insta-gay.
gay.
Elite alpha gay.
Oh my goodness, I can't handle it. Would you think you'll still have anxieties and be insecure
Yes.
if your body's banging?
That's what keeps them moving.
Well, yes, I'll have anxiety and insecure, but it'll be up another level. I'm just insecure about other things.
How ripped do you have to be comfortable with your psoriasis? Like, is that a trade-off with a six-pack or what?
Well, I don't get psoriasis on my stomach.
I know that, but I'm just saying.
With the condition.
At what point,
Or doesn't consume your thoughts.
right, at what point do you not worry about wearing shorts because you're going to be shirtless and have abs and pecs and arms?
I don't know. I guess I would probably have to have like some nice, not shredded abs, but toned abs, just because I need to create a diversion. I need a distraction.
Diversion.
They need to look at my stuff. Like,
Hey,
wow.
my eyes are down here. Thank you very much.
You know what, though, Cody? That's true. When I was fat drunk, all of my shirts were low cut because I was a double D at that point, and I was like, if everyone's staring at my boobs, they won't look at my belly.
Yeah, you gotta create something else. Like whenever
Except there's like 2 inches between those two parts of your body.
Focus on the cleavage, Alan.
Guys, I'm up here, all right?
Yeah, I used to do that all the time. Like when I had a particular, I have a great butt. I've been told by many men, and so I will wear the tightest pants possible. And I'm like, all right, so I'll just wear these tight shorts that come up to here, so they wouldn't look at my psoriasis and they wouldn't look at my hairline. They would just see, wow, he's got a rump on him. And then when I turn around, they're like, whoa, his hairline is still behind him, like So yeah, you just got to create a distraction.
Why didn't you tell me that you were gay?
Do what you got to do to make yourself feel.
His ass and his hairline are both behind him. He'd like to keep it that way.
They're like, yeah.
All right.
So we'll see. I know how hard it got. I know how hard it was to get to this point. So I don't think I'm going to be one of those cocky gays where it's just like, well, if you want your hot body, you gotta.
Well, you don't know how you'll be.
I don't know how I'll be.
You might
But I just
surprise
don't-
yourself.
I
This
don't
is your
think-
glow up. You might surprise yourself
We
in
hear
good and bad
Cody's,
ways.
his commercials in a month is like, you fat piece of trash, eating chips, laying in bed.
Always making excuses for yourself.
Don't even look at me.
Are you tired of being disgusting?
You don't deserve it.
I earned this hot body.
Pancake, I'm tired.
Man, shut your ass up. No, I don't know. I don't know how I'll be, but I'm guessing I
What,
won't,
bitch?
because I'm just like this now, and it's taken me 30 years to actually be active in the gym on a consistent basis.
Poundcake, what kind of men won't you date?
Big ones, small ones, skinny ones, tall ones, brown ones, black ones, round ones, fat ones. That's actually pretty accurate. And it wasn't
He's
rude,
like,
but
I
it's funny.
just want alpha, elite, fit gays.
You
Ooh,
need-
Kelly Ripa's older than Mark Consuelos. All right.
Cougar.
Coming full circle. Well, not like probably like a year or something, but all right. Well, there you go. I was just curious. I wondered if you had, pictures of Mark Paul Gosselaar on your fridge or anything like that.
Well, yeah, again, I want to be with him. And now I feel like the better body I have, the better chance, even though I don't have a chance, but I feel more confident of having a better chance at getting at him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all. I don't want anyone's body. I like my body. It's just, I want to see what peak Poundcake looks like.
Peak Poundcake.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I think we're all equally curious. Hey, Cindy Williams died. You know who Cindy Williams is?
No.
Yes.
Bill knows.
Star Trek?
What?
Of all things, for him to say.
Trek. Who was she on Star Trek?
I don't know. Something with the little, like the things on her ears. I don't know. Ooh.
But how did you arrive at Star Trek?
She looks like a bitch that would be in Star Trek. I saw
But
her
you know
picture
who?
all over
Oh, you
Facebook.
saw her picture.
I saw her picture all over
Oh,
Facebook. That rest
she
in peace.
was Shirley Feeney on the show Laverne and Shirley.
Oh.
Penny Marshall's dead, correct? Didn't Penny Marshall die? Or am I killing her off
think Gary
prematurely?
died.
Gary Marshall died. You're right. Penny Marshall died in 2018.
Okay, so she
Right.
did die too.
So they are both dead. But Cindy Williams was the adorable little brunette. This was a Happy Days spinoff For people who watched Happy Days, and Gary Marshall created that show, his sister Penny and Cindy Williams played Laverne and Shirley. And they were showing up to date like some guys from Happy Days. And it all happened very, very quickly. She talked about this a while ago. She was 75 years old, but she had a brief illness and died. She was still cute as a button. And she said that the whole thing happened very, very quickly back in the day.
She said, I've got this episode of Happy Days, and I need 2 girls, and they're going to be the dates of Fonzie gets Ronnie a date.
So, Cheryl, what do you think of this kid? You've been with worse? Oh, he's nice, and a tie, too.
And then 3 weeks later, they called and said, ABC loves this show. And we said, what show? And they said, they love you and Penny, and they want to do a spinoff. And we didn't know what a spinoff was.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated.
Haas and Pfeffer Incorporated put Milwaukee on the map. Up until Laverne and Shirley, little known fact, Milwaukee, not on any maps. You would drive right through Wisconsin. You'd go from Chicago to Stevens Point, and you'd have no idea what was going on. Laverne and Shirley, parodied in Wayne's World, no less, put Milwaukee on. It was on for 8 seasons, and it was the #1 show on television. Back then, the Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley 1-2 punch. Ratings-wise, nobody could even touch them over there. They were golden. Cindy Williams, before Laverne and Shirley, had done a couple of movies. She was in American Graffiti with Ron Howard, directed by an unknown young man named
George Lucas.
George Lucas.
And he directed what, Poundcake? And wrote Star
Wars.
Spangled Banner.
Ah, good.
I was going to say Indiana.
He wrote the Star
Indiana
Spangled
Jones.
Banner. Yes, he did.
He did Indiana Jones too.
At the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars were so gallantly there, as though rockets were there, and the twilight's last gleaming, and the rockets' red glare were so gallantly there, burst stripes were all there, and the rockets were there.
Yeah, the George Lucas national anthem didn't do that well, but he had Cindy Williams read for Princess Leia. He had, I don't even know if he had gotten to Carrie Fisher yet, but he had her read for Princess Leia.
So what you're saying is I was almost right.
You were almost right?
No, because you said Star Trek.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Harrison Ford also in American Graffiti. So George Lucas took Harrison Ford to Star Wars. Did not take Cindy Williams.
When little R2 has been safely delivered to my forces, you'll receive your reward. You have my guarantee.
I said, well, where is this planet? He goes, out there. George said, it's out there. What am I looking at? And he said, you're watching your entire planet be destroyed. Your record collection, everything is gone.
Your record collection is being destroyed on Alderaan. All of it, yeah. It must have been it must have been wild to audition for that movie because George Lucas is such a god-awful writer. Great ideas, but such a terrible writer of dialogue. And so you're doing these lines that, holy God, what is this? What am I saying? What, you know, nobody knew obviously what Star Wars was going to be a big deal, but it certainly was not a big deal because of the script. But Cindy Williams, who was Shirley on Laverne and Shirley, died after being ill for a little bit. I have to take a break here. I have another $1,000 for you at